This is that once in a lifetime.
So I want to talk a little bit about the strengths and the weaknesses of the Detroit Lions today. And it's been hard for me to say, particularly since the free agency was decent, exactly where our weaknesses lie. We seem to be superbly average at everything. There's no one position that is extraordinarily weak, aside from potentially the linebackers. But if you think Jahlani Tavai could shore that up, which I personally don't, I think he's raw. I think he needs development. I think he's maybe 3 years away from being a really solid linebacker. There's really not a whole lot that the Lions are particularly bad at. And that could be just some of the Patriot way. What with the grind it out, we've got a whole 16 games to go through. But realistically, it's more than just that. Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn have done a good job at putting a whole team on the field. The offensive line is above average, and I'm a huge fan of Mr. Frank Ragnow. I own a Frank Ragnow jersey because I love him that much. This guy is a perennial Pro Bowler at center or guard, really, as far as I'm concerned. He is going to really hit his mark and put the doubters to shame. The tackles, I mean, they're decent, they're solid. I'm not really too thrilled with anybody aside from Taylor Decker. I think Taylor Decker has a really good shot at being a Pro Bowl tackle. I like Taylor Decker quite a lot. And as a blindside tackle, he does good. I mean, he's solid. He's the kind of guy you can expect every week. He's going to be exactly who he was the week before. And that's part of the Patriot way, as far as what I'm seeing, is just you don't have any standout names. You just have a bunch of players who are good. But that's not fair to put the Patriot way on the Detroit Lions, because I know that they are a completely different team. And it's kind of weird to remember this, but the New England Patriots used to be a garbage team that nobody wanted to play for. I mean, nobody wanted to play there because they'd never won anything in their whole franchise. Zilcho wins. And then Belichick and Brady get there and bam, wins. Every season's a winning season. The team I'm seeing for the Detroit Lions is not that team that's going to be wins every season. They're going to be good every season. 9 wins, 10 wins, 9 wins, 10 wins, back. It's not a perfect team. It's not, by any stretch of the imagination, a great team. It's a bunch of people who are really good. Or good, at the very least. I'm super pleased with Kenny Galladay. He is doing very well. I don't think he should be a number one receiver on any other team. If you compare him to most other teams' number one receivers, he's a number two. He's really good. He's just not number one quality when you think of receivers with the branding or the big names. I love what he's been able to do despite what people have been saying about him. And as a guy from a smaller university, I dig the fact that he finally got a shot at the NFL and he's just crushing it. makes me super happy. I don't think that the Lions draft Travis Fulgham specifically, I don't think he's going to be the next Kenny Golladay. He's probably going to be the next TJ Jones if we're being completely honest. You know, he's good. When you need him to be there, he's there. He's not really going to break out and create space. He's fine. He's fine. And that's what Kenny Golladay is. He's fine. He's good. But when you look at the defense, it almost seems like Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn are following the age-old football adage of the two things that travel well are running the ball and defense. And a lot of championship teams have followed this adage. It's an adage that works. Run the ball, play defense. If you can do that consistently for 16 games, you're going to get a postseason appearance and possibly a deep playoff run. And that's what the Lions are right now. Right now, they're a postseason team. They're on the cusp of being a perennial postseason team. And they have a real threat at making a deep playoff run. I don't think that this season is the season. It's going to take a year, maybe more, for TJ Hawkinson to spread his wings and really be the player we need. It's going to take a year, maybe more, for Jelani Tavai to take control of the defense. I think it's going to take him 3 years. Personally, 3 years, that's when his window of being above average to average is going to exist. I'm not saying he's not going to have any plays or anything like that. That would just be stupid to say. Put him on the field enough, he's going to make something happen. But he is raw, just like Hawkinson is raw. This is a team full of people who are adequate or better than adequate. The big question is really quarterback. What sort of Matt Stafford are we getting on Sunday? Are we getting Captain Clutch fourth quarter comeback Matt Stafford? Or are we getting Chicago Bears throw 2 picks in the fourth quarter to seal the fate of the Lions in a loss Matt Stafford? It's hard to really quantify that until Sunday. On Sunday, watching Matt Stafford is exactly when we're going to know what kind of team we have. Because everybody else is solid. You know who you're getting week in and week out. Matt Stafford, he's the big question mark. Are we getting the best Matt Stafford? Are we getting the worst Matt Stafford? Nobody really knows. Until he starts slinging the rock and making magic happen, or throwing picks and being garbage, nobody really knows. His touch passes are spotty. That's where he throws the most of his picks. Anticipatory touch passes. And you could see that on tape. You could see it every week that he throws an interception. It's a pass you're not expecting him to make. It's a touch pass. It's, 10 to 20 yards, somewhere in that vicinity. 5, 15 yards, somewhere around there. You see those anticipatory touch passes where he's following the script, bam, that's where he's picking, or that's where he's getting picked. I don't think Stafford is the guy you're going to lose with, but at the same point in time, I don't think he's the guy you're going to win with. He's right in that sweet spot of, okay, who is showing up to the game on Sunday? Matt Stafford on his best day can beat any quarterback in the league. Matt Stafford on his worst day, holy guacamole, Reminds me of Christian Hackenberg. Just, it's such a struggle to not know who we are getting week in and week out. I don't think that we need to worry about replacing him yet, because his contract is hard to work around. But 3 years from now, there's going to be a quarterback, 2 or 3 years from now, there's going to be a quarterback from Iowa State by the name of Brock Purdy. That is a guy who can sling the rock, who you know what you're getting week in and week out.